So what did this space separate on day 2? And what things did God do on day 3? We'll discuss that today on the Rooted 5. Welcome back to day 2 of week 1 of the Rooted 5. As you can see, we're barely into school and I already have my teacher bun. We are going to do our memory verse. It is Genesis 1:27. So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. Again, that's Genesis 1:27, and I'm trying to remember it as well. This is one that it's like, I know this verse, but I don't have it memorized word for word. So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. So we are still working our way through Genesis 1. All this week, I felt like it would be a good idea to just kind of chunk all of creation into 5 days instead of doing all of it in one day. Plus, then the video will be over 5 minutes, right? And break our Rooted 5 code of conduct. So today we are going to be in verses 6 through 13. And we are going to jump into day 2 and day 3 of creation. So verse 6, then God said, let there be a space between the waters to separate the waters of the heavens from the waters of the earth. And that is what happened. God made this space to separate the waters of the earth from the waters of the heavens. God called the space sky. And evening passed and morning came, making the second day. So what was this space that God created? What did he call it? And what did this space separate? And you can also kind of get an idea, if it separated the waters, then what does that mean the earth looked like before God created that sky? Kind of a cool thought. Okay, we're going to keep going with verse 9 through 13. Then God said, let the waters beneath the sky flow together into one place, so dry ground may appear. And that is what happened. God called the dry ground land and the waters seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, let the land sprout with vegetation, every sort of seed-bearing plant, and trees that grow seed-bearing fruit. These seeds will then produce the kinds of plants and trees from which they came. And that is what happened. The land produced vegetation, all sorts of seed-bearing plants and trees with seed-bearing fruit. Their seeds produced plants and trees of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. And evening passed and morning came, making the third day. So question 3, what were the 2 things that God did on day 3? So he did 2 things on this day. Question 4, why is it important for fruits to have seeds? And what's your favorite fruit? What phrase or phrases, there's a few in here, keep being repeated in Genesis 1? And I want to point this out today because I want you to listen for it the rest of this week. There are a few phrases that keep being said over and over when we read through Genesis 1. And if you need to listen to verses 6 through 13 again, you can. And for my deeper dive today, this is something that could be really simple. You could even do it right after you watch this video, is to maybe find a time lapse video of a plant growing where it shows the seed and it shows it sprout and the plant grow. That's always something kind of fun. But if you want an activity, I think it'd be fun to obviously go find an acorn that is sprouting, or see if you can get it to sprout. Look up a certain kind of seed. I know that you can get avocado seeds to sprout. You can even get a coconut to sprout. Now that takes a few weeks. But maybe just get a bean and have your kid plant it and watch let them watch it sprout, because that's exactly what happened on day 3 is God created all of those plants and all the seeds that will sprout, and then it will grow into that fruit-bearing tree or plant that God started from the beginning of time, which is really, really cool. So I hope you enjoyed day 2, and I'll see you soon for day 3.